Hello students, in this video we will study Jacobians and extreme values of a function of n variables. So let's start with the definition of Jacobian. Let f be a mapping of an open set E which is a subset of Rn into Rn. Now if f is a differentiable at point x which belongs to E, then the determinant of this linear operator f dash of x, since f is differentiable, f dash of x will exist and the determinant of this linear operator f dash of x is called a Jacobian of f at x. It is denoted by jf, f to the base of j of x equals to determinant of f dash of x, which is equals to del of y1 y2 up to yn upon del of x1 x2 up to xn, and the determinant is defined as follows, like this. So let's start with some example of Jacobians. So in this following example, x is equals to r sin theta cos phi, y is equals to r sin theta sin phi, and z is equals to r cos theta. We have to show that the del of x y z upon del of r theta phi is equals to r square sin theta sin phi. So solution as given, x is equals to r sin theta cos phi, y is equals to r sin theta sin phi, and z is equals to r cos theta. So now we will take the determinant, that is Jacobian, del of x y z upon del of r theta phi. So del x upon del r, del x upon del theta, del x upon del phi. Similarly, del y upon del r, del y upon del theta, del y upon del phi, del z upon del r, del z upon del theta, and del z upon del phi. So we will take the derivatives of xyz, partial derivatives of xyz with respective r, theta and phi. So del x derivative, partial derivative of x with respect to r is sin theta cos phi. Partial derivative of x with respect to theta is r cos theta cos phi, and partial derivative of x with respect to phi is minus r sin theta sin phi. So next, partial derivative of y with respect to r is sin theta sin phi. Partial derivative of y with respect to theta is r cos theta and sin phi. Partial derivative of y with respect to phi is r sin theta cos phi. Similarly, this partial derivative of z with respect to r, theta and phi is given by cos theta minus r sin theta and 0, since phi is absent in z. So solving this determinant, r square sin theta we can take out of this determinant, so we get sin theta cos phi. We have taken this r common from second column and third column, and sin theta from this third column. So r square sin theta is out of the outside of the determinant, so remaining we get here cos theta cos phi, because r is taken outside, here minus sin phi, since r and sin theta is taken outside. So in the second row we get sin theta sin phi cos theta sin phi and cos phi, and in the third row cos theta minus sin theta and 0. Now we will perform one operation, that is R2, the row, second row will be replaced by R1 cos phi plus R2 sin phi. So by applying the operation we get R square sin theta in determinant sin theta cos phi. First and third row will be as it is, cos theta cos phi minus sin phi. Second row will be replaced, sin theta cos theta 0, and again the third row will be as it is, that is cos theta minus sin theta and 0. Now solving this determinant we get R square sin theta minus sin phi in determinant sin theta cos theta and minus sin theta. So finally R square sin theta minus R square sin theta sin phi in bracket minus sin square theta minus cos square theta. So taking minus common and this minus, it becomes plus R square sin theta and sin phi, and this is 1. So final answer R square sin theta sin phi. Therefore del of xyz upon del of r theta phi is equals to R square sin theta sin phi. Hence we get the required result. So the next article and the last article of this unit is extreme value of a function of n variable. So for any function f, a point a1, a2 up to an is said to be extreme point, and the function f of a1, a2, an, that is the value of function at this point, is said to be an extreme value of that function f if for every point x1, x2 up to xn other than this point a of some neighborhood of this point a1, a2 up to an, this difference f of x1, x2, xn minus f of a1, a2, an keeps the same sign. That is, if this distance have the same sign, then we say that this point a1, a2, an is the extreme point and the value of function at this point is the extreme value. The necessary condition for this f of a1, a2, an to be the extreme value is that all the partial derivatives of this function, that is fx1, fx2, fxn, all these partial derivatives of this function vanish at a1, a2 up to an. Then we say that if the partial derivative of the function vanish at a1, a2, an, then this f of a1, a2 up to an is said to be the extreme value of the function f. And sufficient condition for any point to be the extreme point is that suppose for a function f of 3 independent variable x, y, z, then sufficient condition so that the point a, b, c will be the extreme point. Sufficient condition for a, b, c will to be extreme point is that first, that del of a, b, c, d of a, b, c is equals to fx dx plus fy dy plus fz dz is equals to 0, so that fx equals to fy equals to fz equals to 0. And the second condition is second derivative, that is d2 of f at point a, b, c is given by f double x dx square plus f double derivative of f with respect to y dy square plus double derivative of f with respect to z dz square plus twice of f of xy dx dy plus twice of f yz dy dz plus twice of f zx dz dx. This second derivative of this function f at point ABC keeps the same sign for arbitrary values of this dx dy and dz. And whether to decide a point is maximum or minimum, it depends on the sign of this second derivative of this function at point ABC, and it depends whether the sign is negative or positive. So we'll discuss one example regarding this. Now in this example we have to show that this function f of xyz equals to x plus y plus z whole cube minus 3x plus y plus z minus 24x into y into z plus a cube has a minima at point 1 1 1 and maxima at point minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. So solution, we have the function f of xyz is equals to x plus y plus z cube minus 3x plus y plus z minus 24xyz plus a cube. Now we will find the partial derivatives of f with respect to x, y and z. So fx is 3x plus y plus z minus 24 y z minus 3. Similarly fy is 3 of x y z, this will be square here, minus 24 x z minus 3, and fz is equals to 3 x plus y plus z square minus 24 xy minus 3. Now to find the stationary point, we will equate all this equals to 0. To find stationary point, let fx equals to 0, fy equals to 0 and fz equals to 0. So we get x plus y plus z, 3x plus y plus z square minus 24yz minus 3 equals to 0. We can take 3 common. So 3 x plus y plus z square minus 8yz minus 1 equals to 0. So this implies x plus y plus z square minus 8yz minus 1 equals to 0. Similarly, by equating fy equals to 0 and fz equals to 0, we get x plus y plus z square minus 8xz minus 1 equals to 0 and x plus y plus z square minus 8xy minus 1 equals to 0. So let this be number 1, number 2 and number 3. Now subtracting equation 2 from 1, we get z of x minus y equals to 0, and similarly we get x y minus z equals to 0 and y z minus x equals to 0. So therefore from this we get x equals to 0, y equals to 0 and z is equals to 0, and also x equals to y is equals to z. So therefore stationary points are 1 1 1 and minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, since x equals to y equals to z. So again we have to take double derivatives of f with respect to x, y and z. So f, the partial derivative of fx with respect to x, we get 6 of x plus y plus z, which is also equals to f of yy and f of zz. Then f of xy is equals to 6 x plus y plus z minus 24z, which is also equals to f of yx. Then f of yz is equals to 6 of x plus y plus z minus 24x, which is also equals to f of zy. And then f of zx is equals to 6 of x plus y plus z minus 24y, which is also equals to f of xz. Now at point 1, 1, 1, f of xx is equals to f of yy is equals to f of zz is equals to 18, and f of xy equals to f of yz is equals to f of zx is equals to minus 6. So now since we have the second derivative of f is equals to f of xx dx square plus f of yy dy square plus f of zz dz square plus twice f of xy dx dy plus twice f yz dy dz plus twice f zx dz dx. So now we will substitute the values. So value of f xx is 18 dx square. Again value of f yy is 18 dy square, and similarly here 18 dz square. Value of f xy, f yz and f zx is equals to 6. Therefore twice of 6, actually it is minus 6. So twice of minus 6 dx dy plus twice of minus 6 dy dz plus twice of minus 6 dz dx. So taking 18 common from first three term, we get dx square plus dy square plus dz square, and minus 12 from the last three terms, we get minus 12 dx dy plus dy dz plus dz dx. Now this is equals to 6 of dx square plus dy square plus dz square plus dx minus dy square plus dy minus dz square plus dz minus dx square. If we solve this, we will get this term. So here in this all the values are positive, so which is positive for all values of dx, dy, dz, and also it does not vanish for dx, dy, dz not equals to 0, 0, 0. Therefore, thus this point 1, 1, 1 is point of maxima of the function f. Now we will check for point minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So at minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, the values of fxx, fyy equals to fzz is equals to minus 18, and fxy equals to fyz is equals to fzx is equals to 6. So therefore d2f becomes minus 18 dx square plus dy square plus dz square plus 12 times dx dy plus dy dz plus dz dx. So which becomes equal to minus 6 of dx square plus dy square plus dz square plus dx minus dy square plus dy minus dz square plus dz minus dx square. So here this d2f is negative, since it is minus 6 multiplied by this whole term, so which is negative for values of dx dy dz, and it will never vanish. Hence the function at maximum value at minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Here it will not become maximum, it will become minimum. This point is of minima of function f, since all the value is positive. So when the value of d2f is positive, that is greater than 0, the point become the point of minima, and here it is negative. So when the value of d2f at that point is negative, then that point become the point of maxima. So as d2f is less than equals to 0, which is negative for all dx dy dz, and it never vanish, therefore minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 is a point of maxima. So we have proved that 1 1 1 is a point of minima and minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 is a point of maxima. So here we have completed unit number 5 of paper real analysis. Thank you.